Why is it getting worse?
I don't know what. I'm losing hearing.
Wait. 1 second. It's getting worse for me.
Yeah, it's when you breathe in. That was a bad way of trying it out.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Cancellable Podcast. My name is Bardia. I'm here with Kurosh.
Hey.
And that's it.
Faisal's not here.
Faisal's not here. It's a habit, man. Like always like Kurosh and then Faisal. So how are you, man?
I'm not good because you told me you have a surprise for me and I don't like that. I don't like surprises.
The problem is I'm a bit nervous. Because, okay.
What the fuck is it?
Wait,
You've been telling me for a week.
1 second.
Okay, fuck. I'm so nervous, man. You told me this, I think, like a week ago. You told me you have a surprise, and like every day I keep thinking.
A week ago I had the idea, but then I was like, let me do it. But let me. Okay, so this is.
No. It's the one chip challenge.
Yeah.
Apparently, wait, that looks like an off-brand one.
This is the last chip challenge.
So it's more than the one chip challenge?
I don't know. The one chip
Let me see the
challenge.
packaging.
I mean, you have to.
Toss it. Very nice.
All right.
Bro, this looks like a knockoff version. Like all the ones I've seen online.
Could be.
What do you mean could be?
I don't know.
What's in it?
I don't know.
Oh, this is going to be bad, man. People have been hospitalized with this.
Really?
Yeah.
Should we do it?
Not the full thing.
No. I'm being honest with you. I wasn't planning on doing the full thing anyway.
Fuck.
Do you have gloves?
No.
Okay. So here's the thing. The reason
Does it have a disclaimer or something?
I don't know. Can you handle this deadly chip?
No.
We made with Carolina Reaper pepper.
Bro, that's like the spiciest pepper in the world.
Short-term loss of speech. Mouth on fire.
Great for a podcast.
Birds visions from tears. Wait.
I should get some tissues.
Extreme profanity. And this is R.I.P. next to it. Okay, wait. Wait 1 second. Let's not wait. I need to say I'm the one who brought this on.
Yeah.
Can you give me a second? So here's the thing.
I want to smell it.
Is this something? Okay.
Smells good.
Don't try it. Be aware that this product is not intended for consumption by children or during pregnancy.
Well,
Make sure to wash your hands after touching the chip. Avoid touching your sensitive areas after fucking eyes.
All right, bro. Fuck it. Let's just eat it. It's a
Wait,
podcast.
hold on. I just wanted. The thing is that why I was nervous about bringing this on is because between the two of us,
It looks like death.
you're the one who has a high tolerance for spicy.
No, it's like Tabasco, not fucking Carolina.
But even for that, I'm much weaker in that, compared to you. But
I'm glad that one of the disclaimers is that loss of speech, and we're gonna do a podcast.
so how's it going, guys?
This might be a very short episode this week.
Thank you guys for listening. Wait, let's get the outro.
Okay, so I cut the tip off. I think I'm just gonna try it with that much of a bite.
Okay, wait 1 second.
Fuck. Why on the episode Faisal's not here? You should do this to Faisal too.
No, I honestly wanted to do it this time because last time when we did the jelly bean, Faisal was not okay. So I was like, I don't want.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, fuck me. Well, do not try this at home. It doesn't look friendly. And
Wait, how do you do it?
bro, I had a fucking thing. Shit. All right, come on, hurry up. Let's get this over with. You touched it, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Don't touch your eyes.
Okay.
Yeah. Ready?
Okay, we're going to take a.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Oh, I took almost all of it. No, don't be pussy. Take one. Make sure you chew it well.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
Wait, I didn't chew it that well.
I told you. Now it's going to burn in your stomach. It's not that bad. I don't know if it's going to build or not. Talking doesn't help.
How about this? You keep talking. So for people who are listening to this on audio,
Thanks for listening.
I recommend it to switch.
No, it's not that bad. I thought it's going to be a lot worse. As I say it, it builds up, but
Why is it getting worse?
I don't know what. I'm losing hearing. No, but it's not as bad as everyone said it's gonna be.
Maybe.
Or it's a knockoff version. I don't know.
It probably is.
Can I have some tissues?
So where we're not gonna have the rest?
My nose.
Oh,
Tissues.
yeah, I got you. One second.
Thank you. All right, so we're gonna eat the rest of it and then talk about shit.
Okay. Or we can be happy with. Fuck. Wait. 1 second. It's getting worse for me.
It comes and goes. It comes in waves.
What the fuck is this? Why I feel like my mouth is burning.
I'm so glad we did this on a podcast.
All right.
Oh,
Is there one?
are we doing the rest of it? What's the point? People are gonna call us pussies, huh?
Okay, don't put the David Garland. How about this? I have a chip this big. Okay. Well, I was planning on doing like bits and everything. So everyone, let's enjoy watching Kurosh die.
Oh, honestly, it's not like a, when you have hot sauce,
Yeah.
it burns your throat and your stomach and everything. This is more just in your mouth. That's why it's tolerable for me. I think. You good?
I don't know, man. 1 second.
I actually enjoyed that a lot more than I thought I would.
See, the thing about spicy things in general is
Yeah.
that I feel like it has an addiction.
Sponsor us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where I got is this more once. I can't see.
For real?
1 second.
It's not that bad. Like, it's bad, but it's not that
Again,
bad.
your tolerance for spice. No, but it's like I don't get it. I feel fine, and all of a sudden my whole
hits.
mouth is on fire.
It's when you breathe in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when you breathe in. Yeah. That was a bad way of trying it out. All right, so what do you want to talk about today?
I kind of want to like take bits.
Oh, you still haven't finished it?
You finish?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah. I thought we... What's the point of like burning it, letting it go down, and then do it again? Like,
I don't know. Something about
you're trying to like torture yourself and get some new information or something? Like... All right, well, it's not a great podcast, but...
Sorry, guys, but I thought we. Whoa! How about you talk? I need a second.
The issue is, you told me for today, you prepared a bunch of random facts, so I can't really talk about it because I don't know what the fuck the facts are. I can talk if you want. I watched the Painkiller docu-series on Netflix. It's fucking amazing.
Really?
You guys should check it out. It's about, for people who don't know, it's about...
People who do like on shoulders and they do drugs and stuff and they're on speed. Yeah. So they're talking quick. You're talking so quickly.
Fuck this. For people who don't know about it, it's about Oxycontins and how... just pass in front of my camera, yeah. That's fine. It's about Oxycontins and how they were created and how it got popular in US. And how it was just all made by one family. And there's a whole bunch of shenanigans around it. Oh, fuck, tears are coming out of my eye. But it's really fascinating because...
Sorry again.
Not only is it not a great podcast, but the camera work is going to shit too. But yeah, basically, it shows that like how the drug was misrepresented. Don't touch your ears, you fucking stupid.
Over years. Over.
Well, your face, the skin, it's still gonna burn.
Hold the fuck up. No, I just washed my hands.
Oh, okay. What was I saying?
I don't know. My nose is like... Bro, maybe we should have stuck to that one.
One bite? Come on, get your shit together, man. Who's gonna carry the boat, huh?
The logs.
All right. I talked about the Painkiller. It's good. Watch it. It's a good show.
I'm gonna watch it for sure. I just like it's not a show that I want to fuck. There's shit on the thing, and I touch. Kind of weird. Sorry, guys. For the people who are listening on Spotify,
go watch the YouTube video. Thank you.
watch that first bit and. I'm actually sweating. Okay.
All right,
Here's the thing.
What are the facts?
We are breathing quickly, and that's. Wait, they were breathing quickly, and that's causing it to burn more.
Okay. Should we just sit here quietly?
As in, like, they're quick talking fast.
Right.
I think that's having an effect.
Okay, you talk slow.
Yeah.
Okay, how that feel?
So I hope you enjoyed us fucking torture each other, ourselves. So here's the thing. I was on, like, I don't know.
What the fuck are you saying, man? Just say it. You want to take a break?
No, it's okay. Say it. You know, on Hot Ones, when they take the bite, and then the guy immediately asks a question.
Right.
I feel like
talking to the mic.
I feel like immediately trying to answer it. This is the reason, because I'm not thinking straight anymore. Like, I just want to, like, blur out, you know? Like, I just... Anyways, I was on Reddit.
Okay.
And then there was this question saying that, like, what are these facts...
Okay, is either my ears are blocked or you're not talking to the mic? Pull the mic closer
I'm
to
definitely talking to the mic, man.
Okay, maybe it's my ears.
So, what are the facts that you know but people don't know about? Unknown facts. Let me... How about now?
Yeah.
Is it better?
I think so. I don't know. Whatever.
Do you see the thing on the mic going up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I'll start this off. So I'll tell you some facts, and then we get into discussion about, like, these facts that I know. There's plenty. We don't have to, like, go in details about them.
Okay. The frogs are gay.
Okay, Alex Jones. There's a fact about frogs that's pretty fucking, like, I don't know. I don't know if it can be called.
Get to it.
So I'll give you the title. I'll explain in a bit. Cornflakes were invented to prevent masturbation.
Wait, what?
These are the facts that I'm going to be talking about today.
Is there more to it, or that's just a one-liner thing?
No, I'll obviously to fact check them. I went through every single one to get more details. Fuck, this is not a good idea for me to continuously be talking while everything's fucking burning.
So why?
So
I don't have any comeback. For
okay,
that.
So John Harvey Kellogg. So what's the fucking brand? Kellogg.
Kellogg,
right?
yeah.
So Kellogg is, like, the guy who invented cornflakes and started the Kellogg brand. He was an extreme, like, what's the word for, like, a person who's extremely opposed to masturbation, like sex, all these stuff.
Religious?
Extremely.
Okay.
Him and his wife slept in separate beds, and apparently they didn't even consummate their marriage. It was that, like,
so it's not his wife.
I don't know, bro. Like,
okay.
So this is kind of, like, mushed in together.
Okay.
But, like, to, like, put it in more details, he was extremely opposed towards masturbation, all these stuff.
Okay.
And he had outrageous fucking shit. He was like clitoris has to be, like, I don't know,
snipped off,
shit like that, to prevent people to have unnatural thoughts, like shit like that. And also they were talking about, like, and then he said that food that are, like, spicy or sweet and all these stuff, speaking of spicy, sweet and stuff, are bad because they make a person think about sex and stuff.
That is the last thing I'm thinking about right now.
Yeah.
Wait, is that why you're giving me spicy food?
No, this didn't, like, no.
Okay.
But he was saying, like, plain and bland, like, food,
right,
is, like, the way to keep you not thinking about those.
Because it sucks the fun out of life,
I guess. And he was like, the best thing is Kellogg, like cornflakes, I guess. So that was
this in a marketing campaign, or this was, like,
no?
behind closed
He
doors?
actually wrote a book and, like, saying that you should have plain diet. One of the best things is, like, for example, my cornflakes and shit like that, and, like, but it's actually real. He was extremely opposed to the idea and all of that. Yeah,
which is crazy because half the Kellogg cereals now, they're fucking so tasty. So, like, they went completely.
I mean, he invented it. Didn't mean that, like, he set a guideline. No one could do it. All right.
That's fucking insane. Can you imagine?
I want to touch my nose, but I don't.
Imagine if it's one of those conspiracy theories. I've never had a list for my life. Conspiracy theories that like the government didn't want overpopulation, so they started making bland food.
Well, that didn't work out.
Yeah.
Like States is, I think, number 4 in population.
Could be the other way around.
You know what's the population of Pakistan?
No.
Give me a guess.
100 million?
No.
More or less?
More.
250? Oh, you don't know the answer?
No, I forgot. Bro, I'm not thinking population.
I thought you were asking me because you know.
No, I actually read, like, I went on this whole thing, but 249,556,000.
Holy shit.
Bro, that's the last thing you think about. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm addicted.
I know, that's why I was like, I want to, like, space it out. But
I bet that didn't look right on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Turns out spicy food makes you hornier.
To the actual food.
Tongue fucking the package.
Jesus, man.
No, but imagine, like, it's the reverse of it. The government start, like, pushing tastier food so you get overweight so you can't do anything so you're more dependent on them.
Repeat that again. I kind of got your point, but I didn't understand, like, how you explain
If everyone's overweight,
they're not.
no one's going to, like, physically fight off anyone. And you're going to be dependent on the healthcare system. You're going to be dependent on everyone. I mean, this is a fucking half-baked. I didn't think about it. It just came to me.
Yeah, because, like...
It's, like, great. Yeah, as I think about it...
No, like, you were kind of going somewhere.
Yeah,
and then when you said the healthcare, for example, like...
Hey, the seasoning hit me.
Yeah, bro. That's what makes it spicy.
Yeah, especially when he's focused on the tip of your tongue. Not good.
The problem is I hit my lips as well.
No, I chomped it right at the back of my throat.
Yeah, that's the
I gobbled that thing.
Gobble.
Yeah.
All right.
Next.
When you get a kidney transplant...
Yeah. You got milk on your lips.
Really?
Or tissue. I don't know. Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah. Then when you get a kidney transplant, the surgeon will usually not remove the old kidneys because there are too many complications. So unless the kidney is causing high blood pressure or extremely enlarged, they keep the kidney there and they don't put the new kidney where the old kidney was. They kind of put it at the lower abdomen area. So if a person gets 2 kidney transplants, they might be walking around with 4 kidneys, but 2 of them are functional, which are the new ones. So their kidney...
So the other one just rots in your body? Like,
doesn't really rot because you're not dead, but it's just
like,
there.
Okay. This is going to sound very stupid, but I'm thinking of it the same way, like you plug a cable into like the wall plug. So you have 2 kidneys and your body is connected to it.
Yeah.
Don't you have to disconnect that to connect the new one?
Pretty sure, like, you can... By the way, I'm not a surgeon or in any sort of profession.
This is such a stupid conversation.
Yeah, but
do you get extension cord or like...
So basically, they place it not in the same place, but I'm pretty sure they grab the cord and they plug it into the new ones. But
Yes.
they can
So the old one is disconnected. So it
but
should rot.
No, but there's still tissues and everything around it. That's why they don't take it out, because there's a lot of risk to it.
Oh, okay.
So I thought that was like kind of crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, now to the frog fact that I want to tell you.
Okay.
I think until around 1920s, let's say, a species of frog, the African clawed frog, was the most reliable pregnancy test for a few decades before at-home tests were widely affordable and accessible. So what they did is that they injected the urine of a pregnant human into the frog's leg, and if the woman who supplied the urine was pregnant, to check if they're pregnant. If they provide the urine, and then they inject in the frog. And if the woman is pregnant, the frog will start ovulate and produce eggs. So that means that the woman is pregnant. So that's how they found out.
How do you even how do you figure that out?
I mean, a doctor found out. I don't know how the fuck he was like, let me inject this frog with a urine.
I bet it started with a piss fetish. The doctor was first pissing on the frog.
I mean, science puts out a lot of curiosity, but I don't know, maybe.
No, like someone had a piss fetish. They put the dick in the frog's mouth. I don't know. I don't. How do you?
How did you get to that?
I don't know.
There's no dick involved whatsoever in this whole thing. Like,
Yeah, of course. I gotta put that in a research paper. Method of discovery. I put my dick in the frog.
so as I was drinking the piss, the frog kind of joined in.
Yeah, had a lick.
Jesus,
That pussy was wild.
Jesus. But yeah, imagine it would be like the people have like frogs around. They'd be like, I think we're pregnant. Okay, let's check. And they grab a
Imagine
frog.
it's like your village has like 5 frogs and you're 100 people. How many times a day these poor bastards get injected with?
I mean, I'm pretty sure not a lot of people. I mean, from my understanding, is that like being pregnant is like, oh, I think I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
Isn't that like, oh, I need to check every time that I think that I'm pregnant? So it wasn't that like every time, like the next morning, everyone goes and grabs like a frog and like.
That's such an odd thing. Like
Really
some of
odd.
this shit, like
Do you feel weird?
yeah, a little loopy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do say that if you eat spicy, like a very spicy thing,
Yeah.
you kind of feel like have that elevated feeling.
Okay, now I'm feeling 3 things. One is either this thing we just took is a knockoff version,
Okay.
or it's hurting so bad that our brain is just overriding it, so we're not feeling it as much, or everyone on the internet is a pussy.
I don't think everyone on the internet is a pussy.
The thing is, like, I've seen people like eat this and then like call the ambulance and shit.
Well, hopefully we last all the way throughout the end of this podcast. Imagine like
No,
our
that's what
brain
I'm
is
thinking.
actually ignoring it, and all of a sudden, like it's
No, but like the Sean Evans guy from Hot Ones,
Yeah.
you know, the guy that does the
Yeah.
wing thing, the spicy wing. I think he's done the 1 chip challenge online. I think I've seen this video. I could be making this fully up, but at this moment, I believe I've seen it. And he was burning, like properly burning. And that guy eats the fucking spicy sauces like every episode. He's done like 300 episodes.
This wasn't like, obviously I bought this from a supermarket.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like this is a knockoff version because the packaging looks different.
I don't know. It was spicy as fuck though. Like
It was spicy, but like we're good.
yeah.
Like I've seen people like chug milk, like and throw it all over their face and shit. Like it wasn't that bad.
I mean, I'm glad we went through it. I'm not gonna try the other one just because this one was okay. Like
No, but it's making me question reality. What's the name on the box? Because I threw my box. What's the name of the brand?
Jolo chip, JOLO chip.
Okay, so I just searched for 1 chip challenge, and that one's with a different brand. PAQUI. So this is a knockoff version.
Okay.
So not everyone on the internet is a pussy.
Yeah, but this was still fucking spicy. Like I'm not. Gonna...
Yeah, because those ones, yeah, they're all the packaging that I'm looking at right now. I'll put a picture of it. Those are the ones I've seen in the videos, and I think they're more spicy than this.
Okay, we're chilling.
We'll try it. Yeah.
I said we're chilling.
Oh,
but-
okay.
Okay.
All right. So, wait, what was the last the frog thing?
Yeah.
Bro, some of the discoveries that like humans have made, I can't think of one right now, but the shit that like they randomly like come across and like it turns out to be a medical thing. Like I was watching there was an episode of Joe Rogan. This guy came on. I have no clue what his name was, but basically he's dedicated his life to living in the Amazon jungle and like saving the habitat there because a lot of countries are burning it down for like wood and all that
Yeah,
shit. Did you watch that episode or no?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. Okay. I was like, wrong time to do that. But okay.
So he was talking about like he's been there since he was 17 on and off, and he was talking about how like the people who like the indigenous people that like are from there, they like no matter what's wrong with you, they know like, oh, the sap of this tree is gonna solve it. Like he was saying like he had this infection for like months, and he went to US. He went back to US. He went to like the best hospital in New York and did a bunch of tests. Couldn't figure out what it is. He goes back to the Amazon and the guy sees it. He's like, oh, put this shit on it, and it fixes it. But it's like shit that like you randomly figure out.
It is because like they have to rely on only one source, which is in nature. So obviously there was a lot of trial and error for them to figure that out.
Yeah.
But it doesn't apply to everything because every time I forget this guy's name, Galante Forrest, the guy that like
Okay,
the guy that
on Rogan, the animal specialist guy.
So that guy was saying that like when we were visiting these indigenous people, like we actually bringing modern medicine with us was very useful because they had like these
Bullshit stuff,
all the stuff wrong with them, and they just there are stuff that they have the cure for.
Yeah.
But like, there's a lot of traditional home remedies that are actually one of the best things to like fight off stuff.
Of course.
But modern, like, a majority doesn't beat modern medicine.
No. That's not. I'm not arguing that. Of course, like I'm not one of those like hippy dippy like don't take fucking medication type of shit. But what I'm saying is like imagine you live in the jungle, right?
Yeah.
How many generations have to go through like different shit? Like there's so many different trees with different saps, right?
Yeah.
Till you like you have to try a whole bunch of different trees till you find the one that's for infections
accessible to you.
that are accessible to you that are a remedy for that specific infection, and you have to connect the points. So how many people have to die before you figure that shit
Many
out?
fucking people.
Or like how many frogs do you have to inject with your blood till you figure
Blood?
out?
No, urine, man. Like,
Was it urine or blood?
Urine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it better.
I think it does.
Why?
I don't know. For
How does that make
I
it
feel
better?
Like giving out a blood test and then doing that. I don't know. But anyways, like,
You're injecting poor animal with piss.
Yeah.
Or blood. I feel like blood is better.
yeah, blood is kind of better actually. Than
Yeah. Anyways.
Does a frog die after? By the way,
I don't think so. Because it's gonna ovulate. Like
it's ovulated.
it's not dying.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll go to the next one. There is a very high chance that this is like the reason for it. Pirates are the reason that the US doesn't use the metric system. So
Please explain this.
basically, I gotta get the name. Joseph Dombey, whatever, from France he was gonna set sail to United States to meet Thomas Jefferson.
Okay.
To provide him with a rod that represented a length of a meter and a copper cylinder that weighed exactly 1 kilogram.
Okay.
To say this is exactly measure of 1
Right,
kilogram,
right.
and that's like 1 meter. So to introduce the metric system to the United States, I think theirs is called the imperial unit.
No,
Like-
ours is. No, ours is metric. Theirs is imperial.
Yeah. So as his ship gets like hits a storm and goes towards the Caribbean,
Okay.
and the pirates take the guy and loot his ship and auction off the stuff they got from the ship, and the guy dies in prison, and the next person from France that was like set sail to go United States to like give the like the metric system like objects.
Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson was no longer Secretary of State by that time, so
Okay.
he couldn't argue to the council, whatever, to like let's use the metric system because the whole world uses it, and the guy didn't give much of a shit, and that's why the U.S. never got introduced to the
Fuck.
metric system, and that's why there's a difference there.
Damn.
Imagine like the guy was like, "I'm gonna do this great thing."
Yeah.
He dies in prison because of it.
Was
Then,
that the only purpose of his visit? Like,
yeah, he
his
was gonna
traveling?
meet Thomas Jefferson. He's like, "Listen, like, take these stuff.
Yeah.
Argue that everyone uses it, so let's all have like a universal fucking metric system."
Yeah.
But
I don't understand that. Like Americans, like they argue this that their system is better. Like you see, like a lot of like YouTube review shows or whatever it is that they're talking and they use different measurements. They're like, "Oh, why are you using like Celsius?" Or like it makes no sense. Like how does that not make sense? 0 is freezing, 100 is boiling. Like it's so like
yeah,
it's so logical. I don't know why.
because they're extremely like cultural centric. Is that the right word for it? Like they're so
Set in their ways.
set in their ways, as in like this is how we do it. Because like you have to think about, there's I don't know the number. I can find it out, but like there is a good number, like an impressive number of like percentage of the U.S. citizens who don't have even have a passport.
Yeah, or
Meaning
left
they-
their state.
Meaning they don't travel.
Yeah.
So why the fuck? For example, imagine you just lived in these borders and this is what you use.
Mm-hmm.
You were never even told about the other things, so why would you give a fuck? Like
good.
scientists and stuff, they do actually use Celsius.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah, it makes sense.
and
Or
like
it's like
kilometers and stuff.
the fucking British people with the driving on the opposite side.
Bro,
So, do you know the reason for it?
why?
So basically, I don't know if this is accurate or not. This is what I've heard.
Okay.
You know how you see in like old movies that like when they had like I think when like two people are fighting on the horse with a big ass stick, and they like basically the horses run towards each other and you have to hit each other with the stick. It was that most people are right-handed. Sorry about that. The most people are right-handed.
Okay.
And they had to hold the stick in their right hand, I think. It was something to do with that. That like when you go to the opposite sides of each other, you hold a shield on the side that you're meeting the person, and then the weapon on the other hand. And based on that, the road system was created. Actually, I think it's the opposite. Because they drive on the left side, right? So imagine if me and you are going towards each other and we're right-handed, we want to hold the weapon in our right hand to hit each other.
Yeah.
So it means I have to be on the left, my left, and you have to be on your left.
Yes.
And then somehow that translated into fucking driving.
That's fucking stupid.
Yep. Yeah.
Because a whole like there is nothing of that concept that translates into.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
But then again, I don't know if this is true or not.
Well, regardless, it doesn't like it's so hard because like for example, there is a chance I'll be going to the UK during December, and 1000%, I'm not gonna volunteer whatsoever to be like I'll drive. It's okay, I will drive.
Oh, it's so dangerous,
because I'm be so confused. Like there's
So many people go from like you can drive from UK to France, for example.
Okay.
You get on the ship with your car, and then you get off the ship with your car.
okay.
And my dad was telling me this that like a lot of people go there, so obviously the roads get flipped, but your car isn't. So in your head, you're still like driving the same way you do in UK.
Oh shit.
So imagine you go to a T junction. In UK, for example, you turn left, but in France you have to turn right. So they turn as if they're in UK and go into like upcoming traffic, and like a fucking like 18-wheeler just hits you head on, and you just die.
Damn.
Yeah.
See, that I feel like is worse than the US Imperial units. The reason for
that doesn't kill you. Well, to be fair, like if you're packing for vacation and they tell you Celsius instead of Fahrenheit, like you could freeze to death. I don't know.
I'm packed to the teeth for this shit. You're like, fuck. Like,
You know, like all the like American podcasts and shit I watch.
Yeah.
A lot of them are like in LA or Texas or whatever.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my god, it's so hot. It's like 104 degrees Fahrenheit. And like in my head, I never knew what that is. I'm just like, I guess that's hot, right? And the other day, someone said it. In my head, it was like Dubai hot, like it's 50 degrees.
Yeah.
I searched it. It's like 32 degrees.
yeah.
I'm like, shut the fuck up. What do you mean? Oh my god, we're dying. It's so hot here.
But LA is like hot.
Okay, but like
Not here. Yeah.
there's hot and then there's
Yeah.
here hot, you know?
No. That's weird. Yeah, that's the only way it would be harmful. But I feel like the driving thing, like the whole flip situation, is actually like, why the fuck wouldn't you change it?
I guess it's too late now. Or you want to be unique.
No, it is. I feel like it is late now.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that will cause more accidents flipping it.
Well, you can't, because what are you going to do? Remove all the cars from the road, change all the rule books, send everyone to driving school, like lessons again.
No. I don't think. I mean, there could be a way, but
No,
none that I can think
there's no
of.
way. There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't even remember what the initial fact was.
I mean,
the
pirates
1
thing,
meter thing. Okay.
This is another fun fact about pirates. Pirates would often essentially marry each other, entering into economic agreement called Mitteloteg, that stated that if one were to die, the other would get their riches.
Okay.
So it's generally believed that many of these relations were sexual or romantic in nature, despite the illegality and whatever of same-sex relationship at the same time, meaning pirates were a lot more progressive in some ways than the general population. It makes sense.
That makes sense.
You constantly are like on the
water,
on the road, on the water, and there's a high chance of you dying. So like, best for someone to
And then you start fucking each other, you know?
I mean that part. Like, you watch How I Met Your Mother, right?
Yeah.
Remember that part where they were talking about the mermaid theory?
Yeah.
And then because he like is like, I need some land.
Yeah. No, but I was watching this guy. He's blowing up on social media for the past couple of months.
Okay.
I forgot his name, but he goes as The Connect on YouTube. So he was a drug dealer, like big time drug dealer.
Okay.
He went to prison. This white guy, but he had really good relationship with like the cartel and like Colombia. He would buy directly from Colombia and all that shit. He went to prison. Now he's out. He has a podcast. He interviews like ex-drug dealers, law enforcement. He talks about prison and all that. I think he was on Andrew Schultz's podcast, Flagrant, and he was saying that in some of the prisons he was in, there was this.
Some of the prison. How
No,
many
because
prisons?
like sometimes you get transferred like throughout your sentence
I
or
was on
something.
a tour. Like
No. But he was,
Miami, I'm coming for you.
oh, this was fascinating. He was saying that they had this rule that let's say you have a 20-year sentence, right? If you start fucking another guy, but stop the last 6 months of your sentence, basically the rule is what happened in prison stays in prison and you're not gay. Which made no sense to me. But basically you're saying like you have sexual needs out of necessity, you
It's
dump
been
in a guy.
20 years. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
And then if you don't do the last 6 months, you're good. No one has to know.
imagine that's how everything worked. Like, if you've been clean for 6 months, you don't have to go to hell, or you're not going to hell. You're not facing. Imagine like that's how like the laws work here. Oh, you've been on a killing spree, but if you're clean for the last 6 months, you chill, man. Like we'll let you off. Like with a
Like those serial killers that there was one, I don't remember where it was, but like the guy would kill like every 5-6 years because the what's it called, whatever.
yeah
There's
statute of limitation.
statute of limitation. Yeah, that would run out. So like at any point, if he got caught for a murder, he can only be prosecuted for one, which is kind of smart.
Then that's when you like this guy must be a lawyer. Like that would limit the search actually because
No, he wasn't actually. I think he was like a family guy. He had a kid and like everything.
this
Like,
is
had a
the
good-
weirdest one.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was in Dexter or something like that. Like he faced another serial killer and like that was the last guy you thought it would be because he was like a family guy. Everything was
But
cool.
in general, like most serial killers are like that. Like if you look at them, like
Yeah.
Ted Bundy, like you never look at him and you think like it's always people who don't look that threatening. They can blend into society.
Yeah, because
like,
the other ones get caught really quickly, so they don't become a serial killer. Because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you have to do a couple.
Also, I think it's the fact that like let's say if you're like this huge guy, right, and it's very hard. Like a serial killer, like when you say serial killer, what do you imagine? You imagine like this guy lures women, for example, or like young boys or whatever. He charms them, brings them back to a location, and does whatever the fuck that is his thing that does it.
Yeah.
But if you're like really big guy, threatening looking and shit, like it's very hard to get people to like trust you to like.
Yeah, you're
Come
more
with you.
threatening.
Yeah, like Ted Bundy's MO was like one of his moves was that he would wear like a fake cast, I think.
Yeah.
And he would go up to women and say like, "Oh, my car broke down. Can you come help me?" But if you're like this big ass dude in the middle of nowhere, like no fucking woman is gonna be like, "Oh, this looks safe. Let me go help this guy with his car."
True, but also don't you? This might sound sexist, but I'm actually like, I think it's valid.
Yeah.
If the guy has a cast and like I think we talked about it, you said like he'll go to the beach and be like, "Oh, my arm's broken, so can you help?"
Yeah.
It's a public beach,
Yeah.
so the girl would just look around and be like, "You see that guy? I'm pretty sure he'll be a better help to change a tire or something like that." You know?
And someone had a joke about this that the most impressive part of this was that, like back in the day, like when this whole like feminist movement shit wasn't around, he was the first one that would like throw the women that bone that like, oh, I considered like, you could fix a car, can't you? Like, come over
guess,
here.
like-
yeah,
Oh my god!
but
All right,
yeah,
this is not even worth mentioning.
okay,
This one. So when basketball was first invented, at every game they would have a man who would go up a ladder to retrieve the ball after every basket. it took them around 20 years to figure out maybe it would be a good idea to cut the bottom of the basket. And then later on, it got replaced with a net. Before it was an actual basketball. It was an actual basket. And it took 2 decades for them to be like, you know what, man? Like, we can just cut it off.
Imagine if your job is the person that just constantly has to like go up the ladder, grab it, come back
Imagine
down.
there was a whole thing that between them, they were like, if we want to keep our jobs, no one says a fucking thing, then maybe it would be a good idea to
Cut
remove the lid. Like, it's like the bottom lid. Bottom. I don't know. Imagine.
Thank God there was no Steph Curry back then. Fucking shooting like 3-pointers from like a mile away and just every time you score.
Imagine how long a game would take.
So you just put someone on the board there. Just sit up there.
Yeah, I mean, I get.
Or just cut the bottom of the basket.
Yeah, it took them 20 years, man. That's a long time.
You know what would be interesting? If you search like who's the first person that came up with that, like with that basketball net, and if they like patented it so they made money from it.
100%, there had to be something. Like, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know what year we're talking about. I don't know if that
I don't know.
thing.
This doesn't mention, because basically there was a link to it that goes through all the lists of these facts. So like it's on the actual Reddit, like one by one.
Have you heard this? Again, okay, from this point on, nothing I'm saying in this episode.
Does your stomach feel weird?
Not at all.
Mine feels really.
Oh.
Okay, continue.
Well, from this point on, nothing I say is factual. It's just shit I've heard.
Okay.
And I've done zero research into it. I want to be very clear. I've heard that football started when like a war was won and like the king would behead someone. They would play with the guy's head. And then that turned into a sport.
I mean, I can fact check it for you, but I think it takes a minute. But like,
no, it's good.
It could be.
Sounds like a cool story, so I stick with it.
Kind of feels like it can be true though. At the same time.
Yeah, but also like, have you ever like kicked a ball that's not a football?
Yeah.
And like how weird it feels?
Yeah. Especially
now
if
imagine
it's a head.
someone's nose. Like, pummel it in.
And there's no angle you can do it on because it's not bouncing.
Curve it.
Imagine it's like
Pivot.
blood splatters. It's like,
Or like trying to head it in. Just headbutting a dude like.
imagine you miss it and someone takes an exact photo when the head is in front of your face. So it's like,
Well,
all right. So the other one.
for every correct fact you give me, I give you one potential bullshit fact. Yeah.
All right. Let's see what you're gonna do with this one.
All right.
So it's not just Koreans.
Great start.
Koreans,
All of them look the same.
Chinese. Oh no! Let's like move quick from it.
Okay.
Koreans, Chinese, and Japanese people have this thing in their DNA that the earwax they produce is dry instead of like moist,
Okay.
and at the same time they have less. Their armpit gives out less odor, so they're less like.
Why is there?
They have this thing in their DNA, like a genetic thing,
That's so weird.
right?
I mean, the less odor out of the armpit thing. Okay, it could be food related or like something like that. Like,
Really? Because
yeah, food really like.
I understand the food
Yeah.
thing, but you have to think about it. Like UK, they have very bland food, like
Yeah.
plain food, right?
Yeah.
Why isn't for the case for them?
Because
Like-
there's no UK food. All they eat is fucking curry and shit.
True. I don't
Yeah.
know.
What's a UK food? Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
roast. Like they have their Sunday roast, but like it's not like they have.
Let me just check.
Did you know chicken tikka masala is not an Indian dish?
What is
It
it?
was created in Scotland.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Isn't that the national dish of
UK?
like?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think it is. It's like something like that. Like it's a
Well, it
quick
makes sense if it was created. First, search if it was created in Scotland, because
national
again,
dish of England is
fish and chips.
there are two.
Okay.
Fish and chips
Yeah.
and chicken tikka masala.
Search the origin of chicken tikka masala. I'm pretty sure it was in Scotland.
Origin? South Asia. But it does say Scotland as well.
Okay, so I was half right. See, this is why I don't like getting fact checked.
Okay. Many sources attribute to the South Asian community in Great Britain. Some sources also cite Glasgow as the city of origin, which is Scotland.
Right.
So
I was kind of right.
yeah.
Okay.
Redheads require more anesthesia like around 20% more.
Why?
I don't just DNA thing.
Wait, can we before we go into that? I heard this argument online. I want to see your take on it. Obviously, it has nothing to do with us, and maybe our opinion is irrelevant.
Relevant?
It definitely is. Let it go, man. Let it go. But someone was saying that calling black people in America, like American-born black people, calling them African American, is actually bad because, like, it's doing them injustice because you never say any other, like, you're basically saying that you're not full American.
Yeah,
you're
like
bringing in
calling,
something else into it.
Someone from Boston, Irish American.
Yeah. Well, that I feel like that doesn't carry the same thing.
Yeah,
But-
because there's a history.
But in that sense, would it be better to say Black American or African American, or just say American?
Just say American. Like, what's the point? I don't get the whole.
No, but like
I mean,
I
I
was
feel
saying,
like they said
if
they-
you put yourself as a black person, right?
Okay.
And let's say you wanna talk about your group or whatever inequality is being done to your group.
Yeah.
Then how would you identify that group?
I don't know. I feel like you have to kind of be there to know what to say. No, I'm not trying to like
No,
pussy out of this question, like
No,
to
no, I
answer
know,
it,
I
but
know.
like legit, I feel like you have to kind of be the part of that to give a proper answer. But the whole, I think the African American thing kind of now is being placed. I said this thing, like people of color and all this bullshit that people are saying, like, and the thing is that like if you say black people, African American, like African Americans, like you're saying, yeah, you're from there, you know, but you, like just like we said, we don't. Some people are saying I'm quarter Irish, I'm quarter Italian, I'm Italian American, shit like that. But the norm that we hear from this side of the world was the African American part.
Yeah.
So maybe the African American got introduced to like take
Level
away
it up.
that like, is that the right word? Stigma that like carries the whole black
Right.
as
Whatever
a black
the-
person.
yeah.
So I guess that's the thing. But like, I don't know.
Okay. I don't know. It was just I saw it and I was thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know which one is worse or better, and like what would make it better.
I don't know.
I mean, ideally, it would be that like they don't do anything to them that like it's equal for them and every other color. So then you don't even have to talk about
You
color
kind
issues.
of open that door that like whatever you're comfortable with, and then now this is like, oh, call me.
Yeah, daddy.
Okay.
There was a part in Painkiller that like they were talking about the pharmaceutical reps that they send these like hot ass chicks to the doctors to try to like tell them to like prescribe our pills more, and the salesperson, this hot one, went to this old doctor, and the doctor was like, oh, but I don't want to give opiates to my patients. And I was like, oh, daddy, come on. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, touch his arm. I was like, oh, daddy, come on. Bro, watch this documentary. I know when I was explaining it, I was really like fucked with the pepper. But
I wasn't. I'm gonna be
you weren't
honest
even
with
here. You went to the bathroom.
I mean, it's right here, but
Yeah.
like I was kind of hearing you, but at the same time, like my head.
No, it's a really like it's not a 100% accurate documentary. They say that like for drama purposes they've changed it,
Yeah.
but you can tell the general theme is correct. And also, it created after this documentary came out. I'm not going to go into details of it, so everyone can go watch it. It's relatively new, but because of this documentary, the Supreme Court ruling on how they were going to punish this company has changed.
I become worse. I believe.
Well, watch the show and then go watch the Rogan episode with the director. His name, I forgot his name. 1 second. I'll do some research now. But so it actually resulted in effective change, hopefully. But I think his name is Peter Berg, the director.
Okay.
He's the same guy that directed Lone Survivor. I don't know if you saw that or not.
No.
Okay, that's a really good movie. Or
Movie? I thought it was like a TV show.
they made a TV show after it, but Lone Survivor was about this Navy SEAL guy.
I think I've seen that one. Then.
Yeah.
It's not a
then-
new one.
No. It came out a couple of years ago.
I've seen that one.
And then there was another one with Mark Wahlberg about the Boston bombing, the Patriot Act. No, Patriot or something.
I think so. Yeah.
He was a police officer.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
guy
yeah.
was a director for that one as well. So he's a really good director. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, watch that.
I'll
show.
definitely check it out. I was just like,
Watch it so then we can talk about it.
yeah, sure. Um, bro, lobsters. Basically, lobsters don't. Their bodies don't deteriorate by age. Their exo, what the fuck, skeleton, like they just have to keep changing out of it, and as they age, it becomes heavier and more like thick.
Okay.
So it comes to a point where they're just like, fuck it. It got so fucking thick and like hard to like get out of it to make a new one. They just like, give up and die.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so that's the
sad.
reason. If someone helps them with like getting out of the exoskeleton and like to produce a new one,
They keep good.
they keep getting bigger and bigger,
That's crazy.
right? All right, let me like get quicker with these. A buttload is an actual unit of measurement. It's equals to 126 gallons of wine.
What's the origin of it?
See, bro, like
Oh,
I
you
don't
didn't
know.
look into it. Wait, a buttload.
I just check like, is it true so I can say it. That's all I checked for.
Okay. Is
Wearing
your shirt a Bitcoin shirt or a Bentley shirt?
No. It's a hockey team.
Oh, I was way off.
Not
Okay.
that I support or anything.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's black. So, wearing
Wakanda forever.
oh my god. Wearing white wedding dresses is not there's no actual meaning to it. Like that's like it became a tradition after Queen Victoria wore it, and it was a sign of wealth, not purity or anything like that. And after that it became a trend that everyone wears white for the wedding. Before that it was just wear your best dress.
But isn't it in different like cultures and religions like the same thing?
No, like she's the starting point of that whole thing. That like, you have to wear white because keeping the white dress clean and everything and all that. It's like a sign of wealth, and that's where it comes from. There's no sign of purity and shit like that people associate.
No, well, my question is like, do we have it in our culture that we have to wear white?
From my knowledge, yes.
Or in like Middle Easterns in general, all of them do, I think.
Everyone wears white for their wedding, but I don't know.
Yes, I'd be highly surprised if that started from that.
But Queen Victoria, we're talking about the British Empire that
Yeah, I know.
took over the whole fucking world. So like,
Not
if
this side as much.
they
Like
did.
India and shit, yeah, but like this part of
Egypt.
Middle East, that's Africa, Middle East.
Like I'm kind of hitting the both sides, and at the center in the middle, they had their influence, man. So like, could be.
I guess.
They're very vast involved in a lot of shit before. So
Yeah.
this is a fun one.
Okay.
Okay, in order to decide whether or not to attempt mating, the male giraffe will lightly headbutt the female giraffe on the behind, like on the bladder, to get them to pee, and then it will taste it to see if to detect hormones that will let them know if the other giraffe is ovulating, and then it will proceed to mate.
What the fuck, man? Have you seen giraffes fight? Oh my
fucking
god.
hilarious,
With
bro.
the fucking neck.
It's so fucking funny, man. Like, like I'm like,
Imagine if we had to do that with women.
what?
Like what they do, like to know if they can have sex.
I mean, we
Like
do
you have to
have-
kick a bitch in the stomach.
no, but we have there are things like they say like through evolution we have this genetic thing that like now before I guess now it's getting really like mixed up, but usually the reason there's like the whole white hips and everything is for them to like they can birth children and all these.
Yeah, but that's
why
not like that doesn't come and go. Like the giraffe, he tastes the piss.
no, we have. I mean, we're much more evolved species.
Yeah,
than
but I'm
them,
saying,
so-
imagine like how many women would be getting kicked. Like,
Oh my god.
just like
Okay, don't get ideas out of this.
no, obviously
Goes
it's
on a date. Like,
No,
imagine you're on a date. You're like, keep drinking water. Can we have another? Oh my god.
Tastes good.
All right,
Yeah, broccoli.
I'm gonna move on. The bald eagles are not actually like bald. Bald, BALDE, is old English for white because the bald eagle is white on the top. That's where the
Well,
thing comes
I
from.
didn't know the second part. I knew they're not bald. Like
Yeah.
they're not hairless.
Yeah.
You could tell it.
They're
Like,
not.
They look
What's
like a
that
vulture.
thing? Vulture.
Vulture, yeah. Vulture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The images we see are upside down at first, and then it gets
Yeah.
that.
You know, there's actually I think it's a video on YouTube. There's an experiment you can do. So you wear these glasses that flips everything back to how your eyes actually perceive it, right? So you see everything upside down
Yeah.
for 2 weeks. And then when you take your glasses off, it was something that you can reverse it basically.
I mean, your brain actually gets used
Yeah,
to it.
to the other one. Yeah. So you see everything upside down for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I think your eyes start to, like, your brain starts to slowly put it right. And then when you take the glasses off for about 2-3 weeks, you see everything upside down.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Man, if we're talking about the UK thing, how everything's like flipped that way. Imagine driving when everything's upside down.
Especially if you're British and you're visiting France.
Oh
It's
my
not
God.
only upside down, it's like flipped as well. It's just go die. Do the thing the crowd does. Like, it's just
my
like, fuck it, give up.
Let's just give up, man. I'll stay home. I'll be like, I can't do fucking anything. I can't even eat right.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even eat right. That's the whole thing. I mean, yes, 2 weeks you get used to some shit,
Yeah.
but like, fuck that. I'm not gonna. I won't.
I keep thinking, like, if you're eating cereal and you're seeing everything upside down, you keep like putting your mouth up, but nothing is going in.
Imagine,
We are so stupid, man. We're so stupid.
bro. I'm gonna link a lot of it to like the pepper because
No, it's faded off.
I'm not 100% still.
Really?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Did you
but-
finish it?
Yes.
Okay.
100.
No, I was gonna say if you have some more, I'll take it.
Jesus, man, you have a problem.
I'm hungry.
No. This I think you know this, but this one actually blew my mind when I learned this like a long time ago. Actually, the amount of or the order that a deck of cards can be shuffled,
Okay.
the probability of the order is so fucking high that from the time that the first cards were shuffled till now,
Yeah.
it's the same order shouldn't repeat. Like it won't repeat as in like the amount of times that it is 8 times 10 to the power of 67.
With one shuffle, or it continues to, like, you?
If you
Whatever
shuffle it
shuffle.
once, you have to do it 8 times 10, like the number is
To
8
do
times
the exact
10 to
same
the
thing.
power of 67
To get the same thing.
to get the same thing.
Fuck.
So like, you know how people were playing poker, they're like, oh, I keep getting the same hand. Doesn't fucking matter. There's no way, like even the first 5 cards maybe are the same.
Yeah.
But the rest, like 47, is not.
No, I get that, but also, I think the thing that, like, if you don't shuffle it well, you might get the same cards,
Yeah.
same few cards. That's true, but not every card in the deck. Like, if
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
that-
Because yes, I've played poker many times and I've gotten the same hand. Some of them I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But like, still, this blew my fucking mind out because you never think about it. But then you after there's 52 cards that are getting shuffled.
Right,
You know.
right. Did you watch Black Mirror season 6?
No.
Fuck, man, watch it. There's
I'm
a topic
going-
I want to talk
no,
to you
because
about.
we're going reverse. You started from the last episode going to the first. I'm started from the first episode going to the end.
There's some subject I really want to talk to you
Okay,
about.
next I'll try it. But I'm finishing up The Boys, man. Like that show is like
Boys is pretty good. Yeah.
fucking amazing.
I don't remember if the last season was the last season or if there's more
No,
coming.
there's
There's
definitely
more
because the reason I went like started watching it because they were like season 4, that's the coming season, is the darkest season they've ever done.
I love it, man. I love superhero shows that are dark as fuck.
Same, and it's not common. So the fact that that's the thing, like I really like it. There's a fuck it. I'm not gonna say because like for explaining it is hard. You know Venus, the planet.
Yeah.
A day on Venus is longer than how long it takes to rotate just a one circulation, okay, is longer of how long it takes to rotate around the sun, like orbit around the sun. That's how massive it is and how slow the rotation is compared to it's just rotation around the sun. So, like in Earth days, it takes 240 days for it to rotate. So that 1 year is 243. But how long it takes to go around the sun is 225. So 1 day is longer than a year, technically.
Shit.
That's how we mark a year.
So
and
technically can live forever.
what?
Technically.
By what?
No, but I think they said this on Rogan. I don't know who said it, but they were saying that like the further you are from the center of Earth, either the slower or the fast. Like for example, like if you're twins, you're born at the same time, but one of you grows up and lives on top of a mountain,
Yeah.
and one of you grows up at the bottom of a mountain,
Yeah.
technically the time you have lived is different because of the way, like, how far you are from the center of Earth. It's gonna be like milliseconds, but technically someone can be aging faster than the other person. That's why the whole thing of like, yeah, you can travel in space and come back, and everyone is gonna be like, everyone you've known is like older than you.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's the distance you travel at the speed you travel
Yeah.
as well, but the same thing applies like on a minuscule level. If
Here,
you're
because
like,
the distance is much more shorter than like a space
Yeah.
travel.
Again, my facts are shit this episode.
No.
I mean, they're not factual, but
Wait, I have very little. Remember, like these are just like quick ones.
yeah.
And then because I want to talk about another thing. For every human being, there's 2.5 million ants.
Fuck them. Last week I went to war with ants. I think I killed like,
Imagine if 2.5 million ants attack. Like if they actually be like, you know what, fuck this shit, and
Take them over.
2.5 million take per person.
yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It was, it wasn't with ants, it was with rats in New York. There is 5 times the population of humans and rats in New York.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah.
New York is like 10 million, I think.
I think it's less than that because I think it was like, they estimate it to be like around 30 something million rats, and there's no way of getting rid of it because they like they multiply so quickly, which is insane. And apparently, like, New York rats are massive.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
the pictures of them,
Yeah.
videos.
Can you imagine if they decide to take over? Yeah,
Like ants, like
fuck it.
I mean, 2.5 million ants is fucking scary, bro. Like
yeah, but it's not like all can attack at the same time.
that's the concept. Like if they were to, if they decide to, like
Yeah.
think about it. We're 8 billion.
Yeah,
8 billion times 2.5 million. That's their population.
yeah.
So that's an insane
Nuke 'em,
amount.
man.
What?
Nuke 'em.
You should never be in leadership. That's the Eiffel
What other
Tower.
choice do you have? Let them take over?
No, it doesn't. This is a theory. It's not happening, Croatia. Like, grabs the axe spray and a lighter. We're going.
I'm taking as many as I can.
I mean, yeah, that would be your
I think
thing.
last week in one day I killed like 250 of them.
Damn, how?
Somehow they found a hole to my house, and I found the hole, and it was either seal the hole or give them this poison
Yeah.
that they take back to their nest.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they were loving the poison so much, they wouldn't go back to their nest. They keep coming to the poison, more of them. And then I went out, came back. There was like so many dead just on the floor.
I mean, by the way, that's very like because as you know, when even pest control comes, I'm like, okay, explain to me what
Yeah.
exactly you're doing. So the ants thing, just for people to know, because of the clan thing they have, they grab the poison, they go back and
Yeah.
they provide to everyone, share it, and they all die.
Yeah.
So you kind of feed kind of send the bomb into the nest. Cockroaches, they don't fucking share. So you just have to wait for them to one by one grab
Die.
it and like die. That's why
It's the same thing with rats. Not the same, but apparently, like, when there's a food that's suspicious, right? Like, you know, you put a food in a trap for the rat to come.
Yeah.
All the rats that have more experience, they can, I guess, based on their experience, they can feel like something is like off if they feel that way about a certain food.
Yeah.
They send the younger rats to try it first, see if they die or not. That's why, like, those rat traps, they don't work that well because they come, one dies, and then the rest of them are like, okay, don't touch that shit. That's why now they came up with like other poisons that, like, again, it's like slow release. It's not like they take the food back to their nest, but like they come back to the same food and like eat it, and then
it's slow release,
Yeah.
so they come back, and
Yeah,
also
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not as suspicious, I guess. Yeah.
yeah. I found this guy on YouTube that makes rat traps, like creative ones. He had one that was like, imagine it's kind of like a, you know, those like is it called a seesaw for kids that you sit on one side and the other side goes up?
Yeah.
So it had the food on the side that was high, and then the rat comes in. As soon as the rat goes in to get the food, that side comes down, and in the other end there's a ball. The ball rolls down and blocks the passage that the rat used to come into the trap, and now the rat's just stuck there. So you can just take the contraption, throw the rat out, or do whatever you do to the rat, and then just put it right back.
Interesting, like, or do whatever you
Yeah.
I have some thoughts on that matter.
Get a crucifix.
Oh my god! You watched Wanted, right? Remember Wanted?
Yeah.
Remember the whole thing he did with the peanut butter and like get all the rats and just fucking.
I used to love that movie. Then I watched it a year ago. Doesn't hold up very well.
It's still good. It's so fucking unrealistic.
Yeah.
But think of the year that he came out.
Yeah, that's
Think
true.
how old you were.
Yeah.
You know, like, bro, sometimes when my heartbeat went out, I'm like, maybe this is it, man. Maybe I can, like, you see a fly, I'm like, anyone got a gun? Like,
Have you seen those guns for flies? The salt guns?
bro,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. I know.
I know, but.
Anyways, let's get back to your facts before this gets dark.
The Atari 2600's release date and the last day execution by guillotine happened less than 24 hours apart.
Wait, hold up. What?
You know,
the Atari, the game thing?
Yeah, the game console.
Yeah.
Its release day was 24 hours after it was the last guillotine execution. So think how long the guillotine execution lasted.
You know,
1977, bro. That's not like.
Yeah, you know, apparently the guillotine wasn't as good as they show in the movies. So apparently, like, if the blade wasn't in like a really pristine like condition,
Yeah.
and the railing, a lot of times they would drop it and it wouldn't cut completely through. So the guy would still be alive, but
it would be still alive. I
yeah.
thought it
So
just
they had to
doesn't-
do it like twice, for example.
imagine.
Yeah.
You know, they should put a rule. Like they should have, not
Yeah.
the bring it back and now put
Yeah.
this rule. They should be like, listen, if you survive the first one, there was some sort of sign, so let's like you can live.
No, it's not like you're gonna survive.
Oh.
You just die slower. It's not like a mosquito
true.
bite.
It's
Like,
so, like, that's, like,
oops.
two very major areas.
Yeah,
of,
you're
like-
sitting there like, guys, get your shit together. Like, I got things to do today. Like,
I mean, as geeky as it sounds, I know it's from Harry Potter because there's like this ghost that had like near the headless Nick. There was like the guillotine wasn't sharp enough, so it didn't cut all the way through. And I looked it up.
oh, okay. But it was a ghost.
It's in Harry Potter fiction.
Right. No.
Sharks,
What I mean is, even that guy with a half a neck died and is a ghost.
Yeah,
It's not like he walked off. Like,
Yeah. No. That was I didn't think all the way.
just
through.
give me a bandage. Like, you know, I got the.
I got a boo boo.
Yeah. Oopsie doo.
Sharks are older than both trees and rings of Saturn.
I don't know the rings of Saturn.
The
part,
rings
but I
of
knew-
Saturn are 400 million years old.
Yeah.
Sharks 450.
Damn, man, sharks scare me.
So, I mean, you have to think, Jesus, man. Okay, last
Okay, last one. Yeah.
This is something.
How the fuck are we gonna title this episode? By the way.
No, but I have one more thing to go after. But this
Okay.
is discussion. Finally, we can talk. Like,
Yeah.
sorry it took so long, guys. I just feel like it was like, interesting to know. So there's this thing called the Mandela Effect. Okay, is that like you keep hearing, imagining something about like a subject or whatever it is, but it's just pure like it's a product of your own imagination. Okay.
Okay.
Do you know Curious George,
Yeah,
the monkey?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Okay. When you imagine it, just imagine it in your head. Now I'll tell you something because like
I don't think I've ever watched it. So I
Oh
don't,
shit! I watched it when I was a kid. Like it was a
Okay.
cartoon.
yeah.
Curious George didn't have a tail. Like and the crazy part is that like they were like actually look up the picture of Curious George and
It doesn't have a tail.
it doesn't have a fucking tail. And now another one that you can actually relate to. Think of the Monopoly. The game.
Okay.
You think of the guy,
The old guy.
the old guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the monocle. Monocle, is that what it's called?
I know what a monocle is, but I don't remember it on the.
Okay, you're the first person because like usually when you think of it, you think of him having that, but he actually doesn't have one.
No, I remember the mustache, but I never thought he had a
Shit,
monocle.
never mind, didn't work on you. But like I tried on a couple people and they're like, "What the fuck?" Like, yeah,
Yeah. No. Okay. Nice.
that's the end of the fact. But I'm
I've seen
bummed out that
people-
you didn't watch Curious George or think that way. Didn't
Shut on your point.
Fuck, man, that kind of ruined
I
it.
think I've seen. Is this the same thing as like? Because I've seen this video. I don't know if it's the same effect or not, but like they show like very popular logos like McDonald's. Well, not McDonald's, but like Pepsi and shit to people, and they show two very similar pictures, and people always think, oh, it must look like this, but it doesn't. Is that the same effect?
Kind of same thing, but it's usually that like your brain kind of like manufactures some sort of facts for you.
Yeah.
But it's actually not true. It's
Right.
just product for your imagination. That's what it is.
I mean, it's not related, but I heard that Baskin Robbins, if you look, it's a blue logo with like pink in it, right? Or vice versa. I don't remember.
The B is blue, the R is pink, something like
Yeah,
that.
whatever is pink,
Yeah.
if you look at it, it's either number 31 or 33. And it's supposed to be that at any point in any Baskin Robbins, they have that number of flavors. That's why when they introduce a new flavor, they have to take out an old one.
Oh,
It's
shit.
not like they add on to it.
I mean, it's definitely the B, not the R. 'Cause B is
Whichever
13.
it is, whatever. You get what I mean.
Yeah.
But I was in Baskin Robbins the other day, and I was counting. It's definitely not fucking 33 or 31, whatever it is. So then it's either all the Baskin Robbins here are fake,
No, or they just don't
don't stick with it.
Bro, fuck. I actually looked this up because I couldn't find it. Do you know the restaurant Oregano? Oregon?
Yeah.
Oregano? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So apparently they have a slogan bringing. I even wrote this shit down to look it up because I saw it while driving. 1 second. Pleasure your palate or palate.
Yeah,
it makes
palate,
more sense.
yeah.
Palate, yeah.
Yeah.
Pleasure your palate.
Pleasure you played the finger in your
Pleasure.
plate.
Oh my god. Jesus.
You like that?
Sir, you need to leave the restaurant right now. It says pleasure your plate, man.
You fold the pizza in half.
Y'all gotta be more like specific.
The pizza isn't moist enough.
Jesus, man.
Okay.
So I saw a driver, like a delivery driver, with like the slogan on the back of it, right?
Yeah.
The your is written YUOR. You know how much it pissed me off? I actually had to
Wait, was it a misspelling or that's how they write it?
bro, it has to be a misspelling. But at the same time, who the fuck wrote that, printed it out, put it in all the fucking deliveries of the restaurant?
I can see doing that just to fuck with people.
That really fucked with me.
Wait, is it with all of them or you just saw it on one?
I just saw one. It's not like, like that common.
Yeah, I can see that. If I had that job, I'd get bored. If your job is to just like...
I mean, to be honest, it got me so invested that I had to write it down on my phone. Actually, I had to maneuver a little bit to actually take a second look. And now on a podcast, I'm talking about it.
Oh, you think it was a calculated marketing thing?
It could be. That's what Starbucks did.
What do you mean?
Like Starbucks, like as a marketing tactic,
Yeah.
what they did was like, you know, when they say ask your name, they write your name wrong. They misspell your name on purpose. Because it's the thing that like when you see your name, you just take a picture of it back then whenever you Snapchat and like put it on your story. And that way, next time when you're on social media, you see the story, you see a Starbucks, you crave Starbucks, so you order Starbucks. So it's a trigger thing. That is a genius thing. Like,
You know, I didn't know that. I would say my name. Obviously, everyone spells it wrong.
Yeah.
Because I can't expect them to spell it right. Why the fuck would they know? So I started just saying K.
yeah.
And then instead of just writing K, they write K-A-Y. Which fucking drives me nuts.
To be honest, I can see that. Like,
No, because, okay, we go to Starbucks.
Okay.
You ask me, what's your name?
What's your name?
I say K. They're like, what? I go, K.
Yeah.
Then they write K-A-Y.
Maybe they were like, oh, this guy doesn't want to write like out. Like, I guess. You know, another marketing thing actually that was I was reading on that is that Red Bull, for example, what they did is it's not that they used up. It's just they empty
I know this
cans.
one, yeah.
They just spread out all the garbage cans.
Yeah,
and
so they
everything.
didn't have a marketing budget at the time when they launched.
Yeah.
So the way they thought was take a whole bunch of empty cans, go around London, I think it was, or at least that was one of the cities they tried.
Mine, from what I remember, was New York. But regardless,
maybe.
highly populated
Yeah,
city.
and they went to every trash can they could find that was relatively full, and they would leave Red Bull on the top layer of it, like on the top layer of trash. So when people go to throw something, you see that in the back of your head, you're like, what the fuck is that? So next time you go in the supermarket and you see it, you're like, oh shit, a lot of people are drinking
more
this.
often because you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I mean, Red Bull's marketing shit is fucking insane. They bought a Formula One team. they sponsored all of these like crazy athletes for like different sports, like the bikers,
X,
X Games and all that.
Yeah.
But Starbucks, there was one that you know how like this really triggers me, but Starbucks never has like or didn't used to have rectangular or like square tables. They always had round tables, and the thought behind it was that way, I don't know, it's more friendly to like share with people you don't know when you're sitting at a table, which I don't understand. And that's one of the main reasons I don't go to Starbucks. But yeah.
I mean, the only time I get Starbucks is because like I need coffee, and like that's the only way. I'm not a big fan of their coffee or anything.
Yeah. Their milkshakes are great.
If you want to sponsor us, though, like happy to.
I don't think our message. Oh, you know the paper straw conversation we've had many times. Oh, fuck the turtles. Can we go back to plastics?
Yeah.
So apparently, new research or a few new researches from like universities and shit have come out that the paper straws have this chemical inside it that once it enters your body, it never leaves and it can lead to cancer. So now one of the main manufacturers of those paper straws is getting sued for this.
Wait, hold up. It's just I mean, it's inconvenient as fuck, but it's paper.
Well, whatever chemical they use to make that paper, it's not like they just roll an A4 paper and like drink out of it. Yeah. Like there's some chemical shit to it. Apparently, again, TikTok information. So I don't know how accurate it is, but one of the main manufacturers of it is getting sued for it.
I mean, finally, there's an end to this, but at the same time, I feel like I'm not very happy about the cost that like made this to stop.
Well, I never use it that much.
I mean, neither. Like, I never do. Like, I just don't like the concept of straws, regardless. Like, I never use it.
You don't like sucking?
Is it okay? Can I be honest? You watch Ted, right?
Yeah.
Remember the creepy guy that wanted Ted for himself?
The one steal him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that whole scene of how he's like grabbing his drink and like that thing,
the tongue thing.
That shit like stuck in my head. So every time I had like a drink, even when we went to a club and they always to stir your drink, they put a straw in it. Yeah. Every time in my head, I'm like, if I'm dancing or whatever and I want to grab the straw, it just that image like kind of like all of a sudden pops in my head. So I'm like, you know what, fuck this shit. I'll take it out. And I was gonna say this about when I was studying business law, there was like all these like famous cases and everything about brands, and there was two about McDonald's and Red Bull that we studied. One was the McDonald's. The reason it says caution, the drink is hot, is because this is a very, I think, do you know this?
It's a very American thing.
No, but it's a popular story. I don't want to be repetitive, but like regardless, like someone got burnt and like severely, like I think a 2nd degree burn because like. They sued McDonald's.
Yeah.
And the suit went through, the claim, because there was no warning or anything. And that's why the whole caution hot drink.
But apparently with that story is that it wasn't that like it was a normal McDonald's coffee.
It was
like
extreme. Like
either the machine acted up or the person wasn't paying attention. They left it for too long.
Regardless, the caution hot thing came from that. Came from that. And the other one, when I read that, I was like, hold up. The best thing to do, since childhood, the one marketing thing that I remember is that Red Bull says gives you wings.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait, legit, I promise you. As I was studying, I was like, I should grab Red Bull and just fucking like jump off of like a very small height and be like, this motherfucker is like did this, right? You make millions out of it. Legit flip to the next page, said that. Another one is that this guy sued Red Bull for claiming that it gives you wings where it doesn't.
Yeah.
And they stopped it, but I saw an ad, I don't know, a couple of months ago, and it still says it again.
No.
So
they didn't stop it. They just added a disclaimer to it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Doesn't really give you wings.
Yeah, exactly. They added a disclaimer. I think that's more of a like I don't think like suing people for like this kind of shit is very common in other countries.
No, it's only
I know in the UK, for example, like if you're walking on the sidewalk and you fall down because there's ice, you can sue the government for not taking care of the ice. But the amounts you get back is not like the shit that you get in the US, you know?
My godfather, I remember like he was telling me a story that like he lives in California and he was saying that like him or his friend got into an accident, okay? But that's the whole thing. The guy's gonna be like, I'm gonna sue you because my neck, my back, whatever is fucked. And then later on, apparently a claim came through saying that someone is suing him because when the accident happened, the sound of it caused a pedestrian to get distracted and slip at the from the sidewalk and hurt their back, and they're blaming the person who's causing the accident for it.
Right.
Like,
Can I ask you a question?
yeah,
Let's say you get in an accident in US, right?
okay,
And the guy claims that you permanently hurt his neck and he paid off a doctor. For some reason, he's lying.
okay,
And you get convicted for it. You have to pay for it.
okay.
Do you go and break the guy's neck?
No.
I mean, if you're paying for it,
Yeah, but
it's like you buy something
pretty sure
online.
breaking a neck. I feel like if it were something else, I'd be like some.
Okay,
I
the guy claimed that his left hand broke.
Yeah.
He's left-handed and he can never use it to work.
Okay.
Okay, for what?
Okay, whatever. Yeah. Sorry.
And you know for a fact, like you saw him in a coffee shop, fucking jerking off with his left hand, whatever. I don't know why in a coffee
Wow,
shop.
that's an example.
Yeah.
Like, scenario.
Do you have the right to go break the guy's arm so he can never use it again? If
I don't know. I'm
for
not
it?
that informed with the laws, but
No. Obviously, it's not legal. I don't mean legally.
I feel like I feel like legally you have the right to, because if he claims that he can't use it,
Yeah.
and you're paying for the consequences regardless,
Yeah.
might as well make sure that actually it's true,
Right.
Or go ahead and prove that it's wrong, so you don't end up paying for it.
Can you take a picture then break it?
Well, then
Wear masks. I don't know it's you.
I feel like you're the number one suspect regardless in that case.
Seems like he was lying, but exactly an hour after this photo was taken, the guy lost his arm.
See, lost his arm, bro.
Yeah, you can never break a guy's arm and guarantee that he's never going to use it again. But if you chop it off, you know he's not going to use it again.
Yeah, I feel like the consequences are much more severe. I'm good with proving that's wrong. But okay,
But that's not going to teach him a lesson.
I feel like there'll be follow-up shit that there was a wrongful claim and stuff like that.
He has to pay for my lawyers and court and shit, but like, you know, I don't feel like that's enough. It doesn't satisfy the need.
I don't know.
That if you fake an injury, you should not really know how that feels like.
In that case, Rebel's gonna be like, "Oh, you broke your leg because you thought you can fly. Let's go up to the 30th floor, bitch. I'm gonna make you fly."
Red Bull has invited you to their private jet, and you just see the door open. Like, skydive time, bitch. Like,
am I part of Rebel X? No.
you will be part of the ocean. See 80-year-old grandma like, someone give me a Red Bull.
You saw the woman trying to getting forced to skydive?
No.
There's the video. Woman was like, "Oh, like this is my bucket list. I want to make sure I do all of these stuff."
Yeah.
And she goes to skydive, and then she's resisting. She's holding onto the thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happens. Like they kind of force her out, and she kind of slips out of it. So they have to grab her, and
She lived?
yeah, I think so. I
Oh,
think
okay.
she was very old, so I don't know when she got to the ground. Then she went 6 feet under, or she made it out safely.
The objective is to reach the ground.
Yeah, regardless, she wouldn't reach the ground. But in what condition is the part?
I saw a video of some people fucking skydiving. Have you seen that one?
No,
Yeah. They fucked and land safely.
but I mean, honestly, that's kind of impressive, man.
World record.
Is it?
I don't know. It should
I
be.
think it should be. Yeah,
I don't think there's
I think that would be
much
recognized
competition
more.
for that.
Yeah, no, not welcome to today's and
Hands off.
coitus.
No, there was a guy that jumped out of a plane without a parachute, caught up to a different guy with a parachute, and they landed together.
Damn.
No, it was planned. It wasn't
yeah.
yeah.
I would think that would be the case. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. Should we end the episode here?
No, I have one more thing. I
Okay.
need to say this because the people who don't know, Bill Burr actually was in UAE,
Oh yeah.
and amazing show. Fucking loved the jokes, the humor, everything was great.
Yeah.
I just want to say this part.
Yeah.
While he was telling the fucking joke, as he was talking, as he started, some guy just shouted from the audience, "Wait for it."
Yeah. So it was towards the end of the show, basically he had time for one more joke.
Yeah.
And he starts the story saying "Oh, me and my wife, whatever."
Went to Costa Rica.
Yeah. And then some guy shouted, "Wait for it!" And then that obviously instigated Bill Burr to go into a rant and roasting the guy, but led the show to kind of like a halt, and he never ended up finishing the story.
I think about this shit every day.
Yeah.
I'm so angry because amazing method of roasting the guy. That was fucking amazing. But he went into a whole different direction, said a whole nother joke that I don't think it was the best closing.
It wasn't that good, yeah.
It wasn't the best. Like, the whole show was amazing, but it wasn't the best closing for that part.
Yeah.
And it's because of that motherfucker. And never got to hear it.
He should lose his tongue.
So, Bill Burr, if you ever...
Like, but I'm pretty sure when he puts his special out, it's gonna be in that.
Yeah, he said part of the act.
A lot of this act is gonna be in the special. So if Bill Burr is coming to your town, go check it out. Obviously, you don't need our approval
you don't need
for it. But
damn,
it was amazing. Yeah.
I was crying laughing. That,
yeah.
It was really good.
It was really good. On that note, thank you guys for watching this episode of the podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you guys enjoy our content. And don't forget to check out our social media channels and stay up to date with our episodes. See you guys next week.
See you guys.